Finally. Yeah, that makes me so happy. Hello there. Welcome back to my channel and your Star Wars quote for today again. Your new empire. And leave your Star Wars quotes down below. And today we are going to be reacting immediately after the last episode. Reaction is the video before this one to episode 4 of Kenobi. Now I feel like I'm up to date and I had a little bit of time, as in 5 minutes, to have a tea and fathom what just happened in the previous episode. And yeah, it's incredible to think what happened, but at the same time, you know, there were some slight things which I would change there as well. But, you know, in hindsight, to think that Darth Vader on the screen again is just... oh, and the voice as well, James Earl Jones. Like, it must have been that technology, how they managed to get a younger sounding Luke Skywalker, which is so clever, and it has the impact of Darth Vader as well. So it's just incredible to see the merge of Hayden Christensen and James Earl Jones there as well, in this perfect combination. And Darth Vader looks menacing. Like, that's what I got from the other episode. And yeah, sure, it's not how I would do it, but it doesn't mean I'm not as excited as I am, or was, or have been, and will be, watching all of the rest of Kenobi. Now, Leia is basically captured unless Obi-Wan manages to save her, but I feel like this episode is going to sort of make a plan to save her. Now I feel like these episodes are more going to be along the lines of saving Leia and not really have anything to do with Luke. Maybe at the end it might, but I just hope that they sort of go back to Luke Skywalker sooner rather than later. But that doesn't mean I don't love Leia. I love Leia. Like, don't get me wrong, she's the cutest girl so much. I love the fact that we get to see her, Bail Organa. You know, it's magical, and I love that he went to see Obi-Wan as well. But I'm missing Tatooine, and I want to see what Obi-Wan is doing on Tatooine to watch over Luke Skywalker. And if you had those elements of the Empire sort of getting close to Tatooine, maybe, or if he hears someone, the Empire getting close to another planet of Tatooine, then that's a reason for Obi-Wan to sort of go and sort it out and make sure everyone keeps moving along and stays clear from Tatooine. I think that would be a great way to give reason for Obi-Wan to be going off to other planets. I mean, saving Leia is a massive reason anyway. Leia and Luke are the most important people in the galaxy at this point, and integral to Star Wars, but just I hope they don't forget about Luke Skywalker, because seeing him do the whole Anakin pod racing thing at the start and giving him the spaceship, that was really touching and meaningful, and that carries a lot of weight. So just I hope they haven't forgot about that. That's the only thing. And Obi-Wan, please bring back the Kenobi of sort of the powerful, wise, heroic person we can look up to. And that person, it's Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, have always been my role models all the time, and maybe Anakin Skywalker as well, mostly. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see how he is in this, when we know he's sort of slightly someone else. Like, you see those Obi-Wan elements in there, which you like, oh, it gives you the feels, and it's amazing, and you still can't believe you're seeing Ewan McGregor there. But at the same time, like, you know how I feel about it from what I said in the previous one, Obi-Wan, you don't forget all your powers, you're still a Jedi Master, you're wise. He just should have done it in a slightly different way to show how he actually feels about everything. I mean, he is tasked with looking after Luke Skywalker, and I can imagine the calm and confident Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine telling Luke Skywalker about his father and the Clone Wars was something which I thought Obi-Wan would be like now. Like, he's just, you know, he knows what he's doing, but he's obviously traumatized by all the things which happened in the past. So a merge of that would have been good, but I think they've sunk so deep into Obi-Wan not being able to do anything. It's kind of a little bit sad, because so many missed opportunities where he can be doing, I don't know, flipping over stormtroopers and, you know, using his lightsaber would have been awesome. Because Leia's important and she's worth using the lightsaber. to protect her. So you think at all costs he would, and at all costs he would use his lightsaber to fend away Inquisitors and send them, use his intellect to send them on their path and be clever about things. That's what I would have loved to have seen. Actually see Kenobi do stuff rather than be sad all the time. I don't think it's sort of diminishing, but it is in a slight way. But I get why it's sort of down this path at the moment. I suppose everyone's talked about him being traumatized for such a long time. They thought that's obvious choice, but the clever way to have done that is to show his power in a respectful way, not to touch what we all know Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, but add something to it, not sort of diminish it, add, build upon and evolve. That's how I would have done it. But yeah, let's watch this episode. Still gives me chills. Is that, have they gone for the Empire where they lower his helmet? Is that what they did in Empire Strikes Back? Because you only see him put the thing on, but I assume he's got his mask on already. And in Revenge of the Sith, it's like, and they, which I always kind of thought that is the only way to put on Vader's mask. Dum 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 bum bum. I do like the Obi logo. It's been updated there. It looks so fresh and gold. I'm always thankful for John Williams. Every day I listen to his music. Every single day. As if he's been through enough to be chucked in flames by Vader's. Crazy. Surely he would have been burnt all over. Where are they? Poor Obi-Wan. But that's awesome to see as well. He's just doing what Luke Skywalker did. Oh my god. Oh the crap. Oh my god, this is so good. See, the lightsaber duel looks 10 times more epic in flashbacks.
Where's Leia?
Poor Obi-Wan. But that flashback scene, they made it look epic, but it wasn't in the show. Oh my god. Be careful, Reva. Holy crap, I thought Obi-Wan was in his Jedi robes. Is that... oh, I've forgotten his name. Crap, has Obi-Wan got his Jedi tunic on? No way.
So I know exactly what the Empire can do.
So, good acting by the way. So another Jedi, another Force sensitive. I'm getting sort of resistance vibes from these resistance rebels.
You can barely stand. You're not getting in there. I'll go with him.
Of course, everyone needs the help. Was Obi-Wan wearing his tunic the whole time? Like, but you just didn't see all of it. Because he looks so awesome. Again, is this Leia? No.
Some things can't be forgotten.
Unless
you
go to Dagobah and see Yoda for training. That would be so emotional. What happened to the Grand Inquisitor then? They just leave him? I do love seeing all the Empire stuff. All the time.
Identification.
You don't need to see his identification. That's amazing. Is he using the Phantom Menace? Oh, I love that. I don't think it's the same one, is it? That's awesome though. It's really Star Wars feeling. Like the green tones. It's really cool. Obi-Wan couldn't steal his armor.
Like everything else.
It's the Reva show. They should have done a separate series as well if they wanted to do other people. I just don't get why they don't do that. It's weird because I'm getting sort of First Order vibes from the Empire here. But in Rogue One they nailed the Empire feel. Like there's a specific feel, the look of the Imperials, but this feels more like the First Order than it does the Empire. We know they're no threat to Obi-Wan, so...
Over there. Let's go.
Use the Force. Well done.
You like pain?
I'll never tell you where they are.
It's time to make those tears real.
I love those guys, Jedi robes. He's gone back to sort of Attack of the Clones look. See, it looks First Ordery. What was that? Are they Force sensitive? Bloody hell, they're Jedi.
What I want to know.
Whoa, that's creepy. I really don't like your Reaver. Nobody touches Leia. I don't get this now. Are these Force sensitive people? Yeah, oh my god. That's creepy.
You did this to yourself.
What are you doing to me?
God, Reaver, pee off. That should be Obi-Wan walking through.
Unless, of course, you're lying.
You know all. Oh man, that's brilliant. That's so good. Oh. Finally, Obi-Wan. Finally. That's what we want to see.
Question. Then admit you're a spy. Of course I am. I do like a good liar. I don't know if you're lying.
Yeah. Finally. Yeah. That makes me so happy. Oh. So he didn't forget how to deflect bullets, which you use the Force for. Remember what Nick Gillard said? They're gonna be really fast and incredible if they're up against blasters. Is that the Inquisitor? That's awesome. Well done, Obi-Wan. Finally some action. I have the utmost respect for anyone who decides to cosplay Imperial Obi-Wan. Comes the rebel help. Come on, Obi-Wan. She's screaming again. Just go after her. They all look like they're from the Resistance. They don't look like rebels. There's not that feel to them. I don't know what it is. If I was that Inquisitor, I'd be dueling her right now. That's what should have happened. Oh my god, I thought he was walking behind.
What defeat would bring your weakness no longer.
I knew they wouldn't go there.
I put a tracker on the ship.
I have underestimated you. My lord. No mistakes. You're certain the tracker is...
Look how tall it is. Amazing. Poor use of the speeders though. And there we go, there's another episode down. Now, I wouldn't say this one was filled with amazing things, purely because you could kind of guess where this would be going for like a rescue thing, that it would take up the whole thing. And it's sort of, I don't know, I think at this point you can kind of guess, like for these sorts of episodes, I wouldn't consider it a filler episode, but it was more along the lines of, you could see where it's going, but then knowing that Reaver put the track on there as well, now you know that it's going to be elongated again, and she's going to be a thorn in their sides the whole time. The thing with this show is not going how I would have thought it would have gone. Not that I guessed in any way, shape or form how this show was going to go, but the sort of feel of it and the sort of, I don't know, there's an element to it which I feel like it's missing. And it's like a thing where it's, I don't know if it's making me feel like it's a Star Warsy thing, or if it's reminding me that it's not so much a Star Warsy thing. The Mandalorian was something which made it feel like Star Wars, which was surprising for me considering it happened after Return of the Jedi timeline. I didn't think after the sequels that I would really feel like anything in between there would make it feel Star Warsy, but they managed that with the Mandalorian. Everything felt gritty and Star Warsy still. This, I was getting a lot of First Order vibes from there. Like even all the characters on there as well, you could tell, even with like the casting of the Imperials as well, they don't look like the sort of old men Imperials that even Rogue One, I'm pretty sure, I seem to remember like the ones that report into Tarkin, they're sort of the old men. They are the ones who I thought the Empire would always use, as, I think they're just sort of the most threatening in a strange way and intimidating. But when you see sort of young Imperials sort of walking around, it just doesn't feel Empire-ish. Like these old men on the table, I think because the Empire is the same sort of, anyone could be in the Empire type thing. And that's sort of, I think that's a deluded approach really, purely because the Empire is meant to be, they're not meant to be liked, they're not meant to be sort of, associated with modern day life. They're meant to be these backward thinking, no nonsense, group of people. And you see it, you see it throughout this, is that you don't have those sort of old Empire looking men, where they're sort of posh and everything. So for me, I don't get those Empire vibes. It just seems like more of a modern day thing, where you don't see these sort of older actors in there anymore. It's always this constant reference to younger people, and like even people my age. I don't really want to see people my age. Like the whole thing with Star Wars, where I've watched it so young, I've always been used to, sort of people older. I suppose I've grown into the age of the heroes now, probably older. I am older actually, but the Empire should be sort of intimidating most of the time, and that I didn't feel with this. I'm struggling, really, really struggling with the Reva character. I don't know, I'm being drawn away all the time from Kenobi and his story. I don't feel like the focus is on him. Like even when they're talking about, Reva's talking about her past and things, it's like I'm thinking, well, if you wanted to do that and talk about your past, why didn't they make a show about a Grand Inquisitor, a new Grand Inquisitor, Reva? And then they could have gone and talked about all of her things in the past. So you could have gone and we could have seen what it would have been like to be part of the Empire as an Inquisitor. I would have much preferred to have seen that than see her included in Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think that would have been way better. You can explore her character. It would have been interesting to see the dynamics of how the Inquisitors work. That would have been way more awesome. The problem is in here, I feel like she's taken away the attention on from Obi-Wan Kenobi. The main focus should be Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader here. Darth Vader emphasizes all of Obi-Wan Kenobi's pain, and it's just not being used in the right way, I don't think. It should be Vader hunting Obi-Wan. He shouldn't be leaving it for Inquisitors. Vader should be doing it himself. Obi-Wan is on the same level as Vader. These Inquisitors are way down there. If anything, the Grand Inquisitor should be doing all the things which Reva should be doing. Because the Grand Inquisitor, we have sort of a slight backstory, or we know what happens to him, but you know that he was part of the Jedi Temple. So there would have been a link there to Obi-Wan Kenobi. There could have been an interesting dynamic there where Obi-Wan has said, well, I remember you being a temple guard. So the Grand Inquisitor would have respect for Obi-Wan, which is what I think. Reva has no respect for Obi-Wan, who he is, what he is. Not even Obi-Wan has respect for himself. It's strange. His lightsaber duel, it's so cool to see him with his lightsaber. Didn't even realise he was wearing his Jedi tunics underneath there, which was awesome. I've just been oblivious to it the whole time, unless he's changed or something, I don't know. But that's really cool. But see him ignite his lightsaber and do the whole dark thing, that was awesome. But there's this thing again where Nick Gillard, you could tell the way the Jedi move, block blasters and things. He had it all on point, every single thing. Whatever stunt coordinator they've been using for all these Star Wars things that have been coming out since Disney took over, it's not. I could tell the difference. Like, it's not quick enough. It's a laser bullet comes and then they do sort of twirler thing and then block another one. It's all this fancy stuff, it's not efficient. It's not like what a Jedi Master would use. And this is only because of being a massive fan, is that once again I notice these things, and it's like when I get immersed and then there's something which sort of pulls me out, and I don't know if I'm being too critical here. It's just I'm expecting something else, and I don't know where this show's going. And I was really hoping that this would have emphasis. It started off the first 2 episodes on Tatooine, or sort of leaving Tatooine as well. For the first episode, it was a real nice feel to it, and it sort of set up. You saw Obi-Wan's living a cave where he lives and stuff, and what he's doing. And I think the dynamic with Uncle Owen, I thought he was going to be sort of really integral to the whole show and Aunt Beru, but it's been none of that. It's sort of gone on a tangent, and it's sort of making me feel sad, because where we've sort of hoped for this, wondering what Kenobi's been doing, this doesn't feel right what he's doing, and nor does Kenobi feel so much like Kenobi. It's this weird thing, and I don't know if does this make me feel depressed or something, but with George Lucas, it makes me miss his Star Wars so much. I wish that he directed this or had some sort of input on this so we could see the scale, and he brings everyone back, and that would have been awesome. I feel like we're in some sort of Star Wars dream, on and off all the time, and I don't know who's pulling the strings here, but there's some things in this show which I'm not enjoying as much as I thought I would. There's some bits in here which I think are really good, but there's other bits which keep taking me out of it. And it's sort of the last episode, it got me so pumped at the beginning, and then it starts to make me question it. And then I just thought this whole week where I've been so excited to watch it, and now it doesn't feel as climactic as I thought it would be, which makes me feel a bit sad. Your thoughts might align with mine here. You might be thinking the same thing. I'll be very intrigued to know how you feel about this whole series so far, and if you think it's heading in where it should be. Not that we sort of know where it's going, but you sort of have a feeling of how it should turn out, and it's not giving me that feeling. The references to Qui-Gon Jinn, like in the earlier on, were really nice, but then I don't know if it's something that's going to crop up later on. I'm just hoping for Dagobah. I'm hoping these links with Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. I'm finding it's more links with modern day Star Wars, and modern day Star Wars, the more I watch, the more I'm, sort of a bit skeptical about things. Like, there were so many things I loved about Boba Fett, but then in hindsight, there were so many things I think, well, actually, this bounty hunter, and he's changed to this good guy, it doesn't seem right, almost. And I like that he changed into a good guy in the end, but there wasn't enough character development or reason for it to happen. And yeah, this same sort of approach, I don't know how to feel. I really don't know how to feel. I think reading your comments helped me think, give me clarity, and yeah, just make me feel better. But there's something here. I don't know what it is, but there's something which makes me. I'm so excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's the problem. It's because I have been so excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have been expecting all of these things and amazing things, and the fact that I'm sort of guessing the story as it goes along, and sort of how the next episode is going to be, probably to get caught up on the way back to Bail, and then next thing Reva's behind them again. It's if Obi-Wan had any common sense, he would have just dueled Reva straight away. She's imposing. She's a threat. She was a threat to Luke Skywalker to begin with. Like all three of those, all of the Inquisitors were. Obi-Wan has to deal with them. He can't just sort of hide and leave them. He was a threat to Uncle Owen, the person who's who's looking after Luke Skywalker. Instead, he just sort of hid there. That doesn't make sense to me at all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want you to see a decline of where my excitement was just so, you know, I felt electric to begin with, but now it's feeling a bit more anticlimactic, and only the episodes can pick it up. But this is the whole thing with Star Wars. I think so many things that they're trying to change with it, which I don't think needs to be changed. Rogue One, that was spot on for me. I loved Rogue One so much. How they dealt with the Empire, I thought it was brilliant. But I feel like I'm being sort of, not that, I don't know how, but I feel like I'm being shoved away from Star Wars in a way that, you know, it's not so much for me anymore. Maybe that's the thing where it sort of passes down to younger generations, and then for me, I just sort of keep hold of Rogue One, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Mandalorian, a bit of Boba Fett as well. But yeah, it's getting to a point where I don't know if Lucasfilm are even sort of, I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed my reaction on this video. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Like this video if you did, subscribe if you're not already. Take care of yourself. See you in the next episode. And remember, the Force will be with you always.